I was about 2 the last time I saw him. He went down somewhere in the Palau Islands, wherever that was. And the Japanese had probably picked him up, but that was about it. Back in those times, everybody went and everybody did their part. We didn't burn draft cards and those kind of things back then. You just did what you needed to do, and some of them didn't come back. And, that's just the way it was. You were proud of them for what they did. The Parade magazine came out with an article about Pat and the Bent Prop Group.
I said, we've got to contact him and just tell him that if he ever came across that plane, that there is family out there.
Of course, we didn't get him. I think he got about 1,000 calls on that thing.
When Pat called, I told him, I said, my husband and I just wanted you to know his dad went down on September 1st between Palau and Koror, and that's where he stopped me. And then he said, and the pilot was, and he told me information that we didn't even know. And goosebumps. I still get goosebumps talking about it.
You go through all your entire life, never really expecting to know any more than you did when you were 6 years old. And then he comes along and says, we're looking for it. Well, it's a whole, burst of hope comes out of you there, or into you, whatever it is. And
Tommy had very little connection with his dad. His mother didn't speak of his father much. If you asked her a pointed question, when he went down, when they got married, she would answer that.
I know that she had at least one opportunity to get married. I know there was a guy that wanted to marry her. And I don't know whether it was just that she never thought she could love somebody else, or if deep down there was that lingering hope that maybe someday he was going to show up. I really don't know. It's one of those things she didn't talk about a lot.
We've had all of the letters that she had written to him, that he had written back to her. Can be a pretty nosy person, I guess, and I started reading the letters. And see, there's 2 layers. This one is from New Guinea, August 31st, 1944, the day before the flight. Dear Precious, just a few lines for you. I love you too much to sleep without saying goodnight. Didn't hear from you or any of the folks, but I expect tomorrow will bring me several. Sweet, my mind is nearly a blank tonight, for I am all took up with thoughts of you and home, and maybe it won't be too long until the day when I will be home and we will be together again. With your arms around me, I can forget all of this and settle down to spending years with you. Sweet darling, tomorrow is a busy day, and I have to get up early, so I'll stop for tonight, and tomorrow I'll do better. But you know I love you with all of my heart, and will for always. Tell the folks hello, and write as often as you can. Good night, sweetheart. With all of my love, Jimmy.
It's been 10 years we were looking for P-24.
As long as it looked and as hard as it looked, it's like, they're not going to find it now.
That first year we did trolling for sharks, which is where we put some ropes across the side of the boat, and rather than just scuba dive over it, we went around a bunch of coral heads with us being dragged by the boat so we could cover more terrain. And stop.
I can't quite tell from a distance, but they're very symmetrical.
That's
or if it's just coral
that's a plum sheet.
I thought I'd make it interesting.
This is a propeller that we found in 1993, but we've never been able to find the rest of the plane. And in a few years, This propeller is probably going to be totally beneath the coral head.
I found somebody which has been fishing on the area. Then he told me there is an airplane over there.
One giant step for bent prop.
What a lucky day! I saw huge. I thought it's a rock or something, but it's not the rock. It's huge and long. So when I got there, it's a tail and the body. If you were down there, you hear them shouting inside the water. I know those guys very happy.
Good job, Joe! 10 years.
10 years!
Yes, it makes all those days of diving in silty water, and
I'd pay that price.
I'd pay that price again. Damn right. This is great.
That was just like a, a dream come true that was never going to, Somebody's out there found this thing, 60 years later.
In the back of our mind, we're school teachers. In the back of our mind, we said, we'd never have the money to make a trip like that. Hi, I'm Nancy. We finally told ourselves, we can't pass this up.
My job's not that important. They can get along without me for a little while. The money is, we can find that.
We just bit the bullet and pulled out the credit card and went. and hello is Ali?
Now, making me a scuba diver, that might have been something else.
Yeah, you ready?
Were you a good student?
It was terrible. It was terrible.
Had a college student, a high school student. It's me.
Well,
They said the old fogey's gonna drag us down.
They kept saying, we'll have a little fun dive and let you rest up the first day, and then we'll go dive on the plane. Well, that wasn't a fun dive. That was a check dive to see if I could really do it, and it's going to take me out. I knew what this did. I'd been 25 feet down in the water, 2 weeks ago. That's my diving experience. They decided I wasn't very good, but I was good enough they'd take me anyway, so that afternoon we dove on the plane. So. Joe just grabbed hold of me and held on, and I kind of went wherever he told me to. Needless to say, I was more interested in the tail section. He was a tail gunner. there was a hole sort of under the bottom, and I tried to get in as far as I could, and one time Joe pulls me out. He says, "You can't go any further." And to think that after all these years and all of not knowing, I may be within 10 or 15 feet of where he died. And to touch the plane that he died in, and to think that probably right over there somewhere were his remains, and that's pretty, I don't know what the word is, but it grabs your old heart and twists it in knots, I'll tell you that. And we had a little conversation. Nobody else's business, but we had a little conversation in there. And I don't know how to describe it except that it's like we made contact. It's like I got to say some things to my dad that I'd never said before.